Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Start your beat. Just start your beat. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Continue Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna.
Don't stop.
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. नाम संकीर्तन की जय। हरे हरे। You have one more? उनको तो डाइनिंग टेबल पे डाइनिंग टेबल चेयर रखा
if you don't know, then you just ask your neighbor and they can help you open that link. Just search for Jai Jai Jagannath Sachiranandan KK songs.
Put one cloth on it. Should we move this cloth? You want?
Everybody got? Jai Jai Jai.
मैं करता हूँ, मैं बताता हूँ बारे में। मैं बताता हूँ। Jai. Okay, we'll sing one bhajan. This bhajan is Jai Jai Jagannath Shachiranandan. You have it on your phones? Okay, I'll read the translation and then we'll sing. Glory, glory to Shachi's son, who is Lord Jagannath himself. The three worlds bow down before his feet. Something happened here to the sound system. In Nilachal, he is Jagannath holding a conch, chakra, club and lotus. In Nadia's towns, he holds a danda and kamandalu. Some wise souls say that in ancient times he killed Ravana. Some say in Gokul he enjoys glorious pastimes. To taste the ecstasy that Radha feels in her love for him, he has now incarnated here in the form of Lord Gaura. As Lord Gaura, he preaches the chanting of the holy names of the Hare Krishna mantra. Vasudev Ghosh says, folding my hands, I declare, Gauranga is Krishna and he is Jagannath. Jai Jai Jagannath Shachirananda. Thank you. Jai Jai Jagannath Shachirananda. Tribhuvane kori jar charana vandan. Jai Jai Jagannath. Jai Jai Jagannath Shachirananda. Tribhuvane kori jar charana vandan. Jai Jai नीलाचले शंख चक्र गदा पद्मधार नादिया नगर दंड कमंडलुकार नीलाचले नीलाचले शंख चक्र गदा पद्मधार नादिया नगरे दंड कमंडलुका जय जय जगन्नाथ सचिरनंदन त्रिभुवन कोरि जार चरण वंदन केहो बोल पूरबे रावण बधिला গোলকের বৈভব লীলা প্রকাশ করিলা, কেহ কেহ বলে পূর্বে রাবণ বধিলা, গোলকের বৈভব লীলা প্রকাশ করিলা। জয় জয় জগন্নাথ সচির নন্দন, ত্রিভুবনে করি যার চরণ বন্দন। শ্রী রাধার ভাবে আইবে গৌরা অবতার, হরে কৃষ্ণ নাম গৌরা করিলা প্রচার। শ্রী রাধার ভাবে আইবে গৌরা অবতার, হরে কৃষ্ণ মন্ত্র গৌরা করিলা প্রচার। জয় জয় জগন্নাথ সচির নন্দন, ত্রিভুবনে করি যার চরণ বন্দন। জয় জয় জগন্নাথ। वासुदेव घोष बोले कोरी जड़ घात, जय गौर से कृष्ण से जगन्नाथ। वासुदेव वासुदेव घोष बोले कोरी जड़ घात, जय गौर से कृष्ण से जगन्नाथ। जय जय जगन्नाथ सचिर नंदन, त्रिभुवने कोरि जार चरण वंदन। जय जय जगन्नाथ सचिर। जय जय जगन्नाथ सचिर नंदन, त्रिभुवने कोरि जार चरण वंदन। जय जय जय। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jagannatha, Jagannatha, Baladeva Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I'll just, for some of the devotees who are coming for the first time, I'll just introduce Kanai Thakur Prabhu, and then we can start the session. So, Kanai Thakur Prabhu is leading ISKCON BCEC as the temple president Pune, and he's also part of senior management in ISKCON Madhuvan, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar, as well as ISKCON Camp Pune. He has completed MBA from Symbiosis Pune, and later on he decided to spread the Krishna consciousness as a monk from 2004. And he's one of the leading devotees who is spreading youth preaching. And after the success in Pune and other parts of the India, now he's doing in USA, and especially the hub is Boston. So, and especially our first yeah, youth just loves him. So the way his dealings with the Vaishnavas, and also our first home program actually was held when Kanai Thakur Prabhu came. So, and also when he came to 2017, he used to have only 3-4 videos on YouTube. He used to not put his YouTube, and one of the devotee used to, because he didn't have much YouTube videos, he used to just see that video again and again, just playbacking it 4 or 5 times, the same video. So that is the impact Prabhu has created. And after a long time, the devotee came again just knowing that Kanai Thakur Prabhu is here. So we are very, very fortunate that Kanai Thakur Prabhu has come here in the Bay Area. Also with that, I want to thank Krishangi Mataji and Rampriya Prabhu for organizing the entire trip of Kanai Thakur Prabhu. We loudly will welcome Kanai Thakur Prabhu, loudly chanting 3 times. Hari
Thank you. Thank you for inviting us to your home. Sorry, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra's home. Thank you. And this place has really become big, huge. Chai. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Okay, so I was told, I was not aware that we are doing the Rath Yatra and Chappan Bhog and everything. This thing has मुंह बंद करने का आसान तरीका. कुछ तो मैं बोल रहा था, ये मुंह बंद करने के लिए आ गए देखो. So actually I had already given them the topics that I could take, and the topic was already chosen, and then they told me the Chappan Bhog and Rath Yatra and everything is happening. So Achyut Chaitanya requested me that I continue with the previous topic that we had decided. This topic is the vision of the seers of truth. Right? And Prabhupada uses this phrase in one purport, right? And that is 2.16 Bhagavad Gita. Tattvadarshibhihi. So I'll recite the verse, read the translation, and read the purport, and then we'll try to discuss something on this topic. नासतो विद्यते भावो ना भावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दृष्टो अन्तस् त्व अनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः नासतो विद्यते भावो ना भावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दृष्टो अन्तस् त्व अनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः नासतो विद्यते भावो ना भावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दृष्टो अन्तस् त्व अनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः. You have Bhagavad Gita with you? You can recite. Anybody? Recite, yeah. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Those who are seers of the truth have concluded that of the non-existent, the material body, there is no endurance, and of the eternal, the soul, there is no change. This they have concluded by studying the nature of both. Purport. There is no endurance of the changing body. That the body is changing every moment by the actions and reactions of the different cells is admitted by modern medical science. And thus growth and old age are taking place in the body. But the spirit soul exists permanently, remaining the same despite all changes of the body and the mind. That is the difference between matter and spirit. By nature, the body is ever changing and the soul is eternal. The conclusion is established by all classes of seers of the truth, both impersonalist and personalist. In the Vishnu Puran 2.12.38, it is stated that Vishnu and his abodes all have self-illuminated spiritual existence. Jyotimshi Vishnur Bhuvanani Vishnu. The words existent and non-existent refer only to spirit and matter. That is the version of all seers of truth. This is the beginning of the instruction by the Lord to the living entities who are bewildered by the influence of ignorance. Removal of ignorance involves the re-establishment of the eternal relationship between the worshipper and the worshipable, and the consequent understanding of the difference between the part and parcel living entities and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One can understand the nature of the Supreme by thoroughly studying study of oneself. The difference between oneself and the Supreme Being understood as the relationship between the part and the whole. In the Vedanta Sutras as well as in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the Supreme has been accepted as the origin of all emanations. Such emanations are experienced by superior and inferior natural sequences. The living entities belong to the superior nature, as it will be revealed in the 7th chapter. Although there is no difference between the energy and the energetic is accepted as the supreme, and the energy or nature is accepted as subordinate. The living entities, therefore, are always subordinate to the Supreme Lord, as in the case of the master and the servant, or the teacher and the taught. Such clear knowledge is impossible to understand under the spell of ignorance. And to drive away such ignorance, the Lord teaches the Bhagavad Gita for the enlightenment of all living entities for all time. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamaiham Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeyaham Shri Guroho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padahan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gaurat Vishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripa Tamaham Vande Shri Guru Dina Tarinam. Hare Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada in this purport is talking about the vision of the seers of truth. Those who really see the truth, what do they see? Right? So everybody is using, everyone has eyes, all of us have eyes, and we use our eyes to see. Right? And these eyes offer us vision. But everyone is not seeing the same. Right? And at a level we have to ask ourselves, do we really see with our eyes? We do not. We'll discuss that. But today, because it is Jagannath Baldev Subhadra's Rath Yatra also and Chappan Bhog function also, if you all can look towards Jagannath Baldev and Subhadra, how do you see their eyes? You see? Big, huge eyes. Right? Huge eyes. And in Jagannath Puri they say, Kaliya sab dekhe che. Jagannath is called Kaliya. And he's seeing everything. Nothing is hidden from him. His big eyes, right? He's watching everyone. And he's watching everything, right? When we say God is omniscient, right? His eyes are everywhere. God can see everything. After you take Jagannath's darshan, you feel, इसको दिखता होगा ज़्यादा आँख बड़ा है, his eyes are really big, he must be seeing something more than what we can, right? So we also have eyes, but what do we really see with the eyes, or should we really use the eyes to see this world, right? We'll discuss something on that. So in the Bhagavad Gita, the Bhagavad Gita begins with there are 4 characters in the Gita. You can help me. Which are the 4 characters in the Gita? Dhritarashtra, Sanjaya, Krishna, and Arjuna, right? And amongst the 4, Dhritarashtra is blind. He cannot see, right? So when the battle of Kurukshetra had begun, Vyasadeva happens to come and meet Dhritarashtra in Hastinapur, right? Battle is happening in Kurukshetra. And Dhritarashtra begs Vyasadeva, I want to know, I want to see the live coverage, I want to know what's going on there. So Vyasadeva says, I'll give you the vision. So he's blind. And Dhritarashtra is told, I'll give you the vision. And no, I cannot, I don't want to see. So Dhritarashtra is the one who requested, let us call Sanjaya, my secretary, back. He will come. You give the vision to Sanjaya. And what will Sanjaya do? Sanjaya will see, sitting in Hastinapur, Sanjaya will see what's going on Kurukshetra, and to the point, this vision that Vyasadeva had given, Sanjaya could not only see what's going on, Sanjaya could understand what's going on in the mind of Arjuna. Kya vision hai socho? What kind of vision is this? So Sanjaya was called back, and Sanjaya, right, sitting there in front of Dhritarashtra, was giving details of what all was happening on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So somebody who is blind has got vision here, right? Like sometimes, we get cataract in the eye, and when you go to the doctor, right, ophthalmologist, the doctor will work on your eye, operate, and then once again you get vision. Sometimes people say, no, I have 6x6 vision. I'm still young, I still have my eyes perfect. So we see with the eyes, but Bhagavatam, there's a verse which says, Dehapatya kalatradishu, Atma sainyeshu satsvapi, Tesham pramatto nidhanam, Pashyan api na pashyati. They see, but they do not see, right? So Arjuna was seeing, when he came to the battlefield, he was seeing everyone as enemy. Yes, these are the guys I have to settle scores with. Both ho gaya. Now we have tried everything. Even peace mission was tried. Krishna personally went. But these are the guys who want the battle, right? So I am prepared, right? So Arjuna, at the beginning, in the first chapter, Arjuna tells Krishna, Senayor ubhayor madhye ratham sthapaya me achyuta. Hey Achyuta, please take my ratha, my chariot, in between the 2 armies. And Krishna is supposed to take the chariot in between the 2 armies. But Vishwanath Thakur points out, that's not what Krishna did. He did not place the chariot in between the 2 armies the way Arjuna wanted. He placed Arjuna's chariot right in front of Bhishma and Drona. Now what is Arjuna seeing? Is he seeing enemy? He's seeing the same eyes, but he doesn't see enemy anymore. He sees the grandsire. We were protected. We were cared for, right, by Bhishma. Without him, we would not even be alive, right? When Kunti came back with 5 children from the forest, Pandu and Madri are no more. And she comes back with 5 children. Everywhere around Hastinapur, what was spread, we don't know whose children are these. And Kunti's character was, put to doubt. But it was Bhishma who stood for them. No, I can vouch what happened, right? How these children were born, right? So now when the chariot is placed right in front of Bhishma, he doesn't see him as enemy anymore. He sees him as Swajana. Then he sees Drona. And rather than seeing enemy, he's standing on the enemy side, he sees Guru. He's seeing with eyes, but the vision is of what? Krishna wanted Arjuna to go through this situation. Why? Arjuna will cry, Arjuna will sit back, Arjuna will say, I don't want to fight. And then Krishna will get to speak the entire Bhagavad Gita. Dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So Krishna chose the best amongst Pandavas, Arjuna. And through Arjuna, he spoke the entire Bhagavad Gita. Right? Now imagine you and I were chosen by Krishna. If Arjuna is sitting there in front of Krishna, it took Krishna 45 minutes to speak the entire 700 verses. If we were there, I think 5 minutes में हो जाता था. बहुत अच्छा है, अच्छा बोला, हो गया. But Arjuna asked so many questions. You'll find in the 4th chapter, Evam Parampara Praptam, and there Krishna says, I spoke this knowledge to Vivaswan, the sun god. And Arjuna says, stop. Aparam bhavato janma, param janma Vivaswan. He said, you are younger to Vivaswan, and it's an etiquette that you don't teach your superiors. How are you saying that you spoke it to Vivaswan? And Vishwanath Thakur says, Arjuna wanted Krishna's glories to come about right in the 4th chapter. And then Krishna has to say, Janma karma cha me divyam. Otherwise, Krishna was not going to speak those verses. Right? So, Arjuna is chosen so that we can get the Bhagavad Gita that we have with us now. If all of us were there, I'm just again repeating, what would happen? What do you expect? It's like, back in India, before exam, you have 21 Guru के लिए सब था ना book आता है 21 important questions, इसको पास हो जाओगे. ऐसा कुछ तो भगवद गीता आता था. इतने में खत्म हो गया भगवद गीता. But this was Arjuna. Now Arjuna is placed in front of Bhishma and Drona and is not able to see. What did Krishna do? Krishna gave him vision. So you find the vision that Krishna gave was vision of knowledge. You see through the eyes of knowledge, right? Like when we were small, and if our mothers would not tell, that's a cow and that's a buffalo, right? If we would not be told, we would always, चार पैर इसके, इसको पूछ, है ना, घास खाती है, क्या है, एक ही है, नहीं एक नहीं है, गई भैंस पानी में, है ना, भैंस का दूध नहीं पीते, भैंस का गाय का ही दूध पिया जाता है. Why? Right? There's big difference there. So we were given knowledge. That's a cow and that's a buffalo. And then every time you see these animals, you see through the eyes of knowledge. So we have 3 levels of vision, right? Or 3 kinds of eyes that scriptures talk about, right? So we have one Jagannathji's eyes. Remember that, right? At our level, we have 3 levels. First is we have something called as charma chakshu, eyes made of skin that we all have. These are charma. Charma is flesh, the eyes of flesh. Right? We all get to see through the eyes of flesh. And everyone will use, all of us are using eyes to see. But we have to ask ourselves, is this vision a proper vision? Is it a proper vision? When we see through the eyes, in the DYS, Discover Yourself seminars, we tell, what? I cannot see through this wall. Are these eyes perfect? They are not. And people say, show me God. If I can see God, then I will accept that God exists. But I cannot see through this wall. And there is something called as microscopic vision. And there is something called as macroscopic vision. Telescopic vision. Right? Which vision is correct? Yours, what you are seeing now, or the microscopic, or the telescopic one? What you see is perfect. But you need, your eyes are not perfect, right? Now imagine, yes, right? Now, if you get a microscopic vision, electron microscopic vision, your eyes, divyam dadati te chakshum, take it. In case you get that vision, imagine now the husband is looking at the wife. All cells and everything, everything. What's going on here? Now that vision is, refined vision. But you will say, nahi, ye wala vision nahi chahiye. I don't want this kind of a vision, right? So we have eyes, and Bhagavatam says, with these eyes, pasyan, when you see, na pashyati, you cannot see the truth. This is the section that Krishna begins here, where Krishna says, Dehinosmin yatha dehe, the very famous verse, Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara, tatha dehantara praptir dhiras tatrana muhyati. Krishna says, just as you are changing bodies in this life, at point of death, you will change another body. A sober person does not lament at that. So the knowledge began there. Understand that you are going to change bodies. Now Arjuna will say, yes, I will fight. I will kill. Right? The enemy will get killed. But from the enemy side, they are my relatives. They are my swajana. Look, Bhishma is my grandsire and Drona is my guru. It pains. It hurts. They and Krishna is saying, tension mat le. They are old. They will get new body. What is your problem? They are old and they'll get another body. Good, na? They gave up their old body and they'll get a young body. Arjuna says, but what to do about the pain that I feel? Then Krishna says, Matra sparshastu kaunteya shita ushna sukha dukkhada agama paino anityas tam stitikshasva bharatah. Everything is temporary, Krishna says. And just as changing seasons, even the experience of pleasure and pain so there is change happening outside, change of body, and the change of experiences within the mind. And Krishna says, tolerate this. Dhiras tatranam huyati. In the first verse, he's talked about the body, the change of body, become dhira. In the second verse, Krishna says, one must learn to tolerate these changes without being disturbed. In the 15th text, Krishna says, one who can continue tolerating it till the point of death and remain undisturbed, so amrutatvaya kalpate. Such a person will get liberation. 3 verses, Gita is over practically. Now Krishna starts quoting this verse that we have taken for today. Krishna says, I will tell you, there are those who are in knowledge. How do they see the world? The vision of the seers of truth. जो सत्य देखते हैं, वो क्या देखते हैं? When we see, we may say a child or young or an old man, and Krishna is saying those who are the seers of truth, they will see the unchanging soul within. Right? The presence of Atma is what's seen by them. Pashyan apina pashyati, when Bhagavatam is telling us, you see, but you do not see. Right? What you are not seeing in knowledge. So the material way of seeing things is, seeing is believing, they will say. My eyes are there, whatever I see, and I will believe that. But so many times, our eyes will show us something we can see, but we don't believe. Can anybody give me some example for it? You are seeing it, but you don't believe it. देख रहे, उसको हिंदी में बोलते दिखावे पे मत जाओ, अपनी अकल लड़ाओ, right? But many people would like to, they will say, okay, you see something, but you don't believe. Any examples? You see a mirage, but you will not. Sorry? You see dreams, but your eyes are closed that time. Seeing, you are seeing. You are awake and you see something and you, no, I don't believe this. This is not that what is happening. Yes. Hallucination. That's something happening to your mind there, right? But I'm trying to see clearly. You can see with eyes. You don't trust it. No. The eyes are showing it, but you don't believe. Sorry. Oh, back in India, right? Okay, you mean to say when the Chennai Tamil movies, they will show what is their Thalaiva? He will jump from, hey, nahin, theek hai, maja aaya, but we don't believe like that. There's something that is your own experience. You see, but you will not believe. Magic, something, still it's some magic that's going on there, right? Some kind of illusion is being created for your mind. The sun and the earth seems to be merging. The sky and earth. Okay, the sky and earth are merging. The sun seems to be like this much of the size. This is the size of the sun that I see. No. My eyes may show that the sun is of this size, like a coin. And I can close the sun. But that's not the size of the sun. You see the railway tracks? They are parallel. They go parallel, but If you keep observing, it seems like they are merging. You'll see such things like that, but you'll say, no, 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 I don't trust my eyes on this, right? This vision is not proper. So when we see with the eyes, what happens? Generally, the eyes, when we see with the eyes, the vision is of enjoyment. And that's what blinds us. Whenever I look wherever I look with my eyes, I want to have satisfaction for myself. I want to look for like enjoyment for myself. Right? Like example, when we come in front of, let's say, Ram and Sita, we'll take darshan, we'll bow down. Wow, Sita and Ram, why he and Ram is here? But what happened to Jayanta the crow? Did he see Sita like that? Right? Draupadi, when Jayadratha saw Draupadi, he wanted to kidnap her. Right? Similarly, what happens is not just our eyes are faulty, our vision is faulty, because when we see with the eyes of enjoyment, and that's what blinds us. Wherever I see, right, like when Donald Trump was the president, there was something in the news that time. The NBA players, some team had gone to China, and when they went to China, they went to a mall, and they saw many things there. And what did they do? They saw in the mall many articles were kept for selling there, and they picked it up and put it in their bags in China, and they were caught. And when they were caught, they were put behind bars, and Donald Trump had to call Xi Jinping. Right? He had to call and say, please release them. Imagine. But the question should be asked, these players are signing contracts worth millions of dollars. Why did they steal? I want it. I don't want to pay for it. Right? When we see with eyes, we only see with enjoying mentality. Right? And that blinds us. Right? So, even when we come to spiritual practice and when we see with our eyes, Bhagavatam says, be careful. You will see the deities as stone. Arche Vishnu Shiladhi Guru Shu Naramati. Very soon, Guru will be considered. He's also like one amongst us. Nothing big deal. Just these eyes can cheat us. Guru Shu Naramati Vaishnave Jati Buddhi. And a Vaishnava is seen as, oh, he's from this caste, right? American Vaishnava, Indian Vaishnava. These are all, mistakes that we commit. So, like Bhagavatam says, what is a tirtha? Tirtha is a place where some river flows and I'll go and take bath. No, tirtha is a place where the Lord has performed pastimes. And Srila Prabhupada says, in Calcutta, Ganga flows. It is called Hooghly there. But those who live in Calcutta, they will not take bath there. They will go to Haridwar, Ganga Nahan. This is not Ganga for them. Prabhupada says this is the faulty vision. They see with their eyes, and that's where they commit mistakes. In the Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 23rd chapter, 57th verse, Devahuti prays. She's saying to Kardama Muni, I've been cheated by my eyes. I saw you only as my husband. And I could not get the best of you. You could have delivered me. But all throughout, I just saw you as husband, but could not see you as a devotee, the great devotee of the Lord. You are in my life, but I could not make the best of it, she says. Right? Saham bhagavato nunam vanchita maya yadridam yatvam vimuktidam prapya namumuksheya bandhanat. She says, you could have delivered me from this bondage of mortal existence, but I only saw you as my husband, but never got knowledge from you. My vision, I was seeing you with my eyes, but I only saw you as husband. I could not see you as my deliverer. So what is problem with charma chakshu, the first level of chakshu? It's illusory. It causes us to get illusion. And when we see with eyes, Bhagavatam says, then you cannot see Krishna. Right? Like one person on a Janmashtami evening came to me after the lecture and festival, Janmashtami lecture I gave, and he came to me and said, Prabhuji, going to jail is bad, right? I said, yeah, going to nobody. Why should anybody go to jail? Jail mein paida hona is bad. And I was like, what are you hinting? Krishna was born in jail. How can he be God? How can we worship Krishna? I was like, yeah, ऐसा कैसे सोच सकता है कोई बाबा? How could you even think like this? Right? But then, what is Krishna? Even Karna. Okay. So, even Duryodhan saw Krishna. But did he accept him as God? You find Karna, when Krishna, after the peace messenger effort is, waste, they don't accept. And Karna was the one who told Duryodhan, bind him, right? Let us keep him here only in the jail. We will not allow Krishna to go. And Krishna showed partial Vishwarup. And everyone, said, okay, enough. We don't, we don't try this thing now. Again, Krishna sends Kunti. Because Yudhishthira is still thinking, is there a way that we can stop this battle? Krishna sends Kunti to tell Karna, you are the eldest of the Pandavas. And you come to our side, the battle, there will be no battle, nobody will get killed, and see, and Yudhishthira will accept you. And what was Karna? Karna said, there were 5 Pandavas and 5 will remain. One has to die. I cannot turn away from Duryodhan now. Kunti comes back and again Yudhishthira says, is there some way? Yudhishthira tells Krishna, you go now. And Krishna personally goes. And that time Karna says, I know you are Madhava. I know you are God. But my heart doesn't accept it. Right? Karna could come to a point of understanding who is Krishna, but he became weak for his friendship. So Karna also saw with eyes, right? And his eyes showed, Duryodhan saved me so many times, I will better be on his side. He didn't accept Krishna. So forgetfulness of Krishna is the result of charma chakshu. You'll forget Krishna. Then when you see with only charma chakshu, you depend on only that vision, then you get into the karma cycle. Action, reaction. You see everything as for my enjoyment, and then enjoyment and suffering. That game goes on. Right? Then, so bound in cycle of birth and death. So that's the first level of chakshu. I need to keep something in front of me. It's 8 already. Okay. The next level of chakshu is jnana chakshu. You see with the eyes of knowledge. So some of you who have specs, when your eyes do not have proper vision, then you put specs in front. And then you can see. Right? Krishna, the section from here, Krishna says, I will tell you, Arjuna, those who see truth, what do they see as truth? Right? So jnana chakshu, keeping scriptures in front, keeping knowledge, I see through the eyes of knowledge. So 15.10, Prabhupada talks about this jnana chakshushaha. In the verse, the word comes jnana chakshushaha, eyes of knowledge. So every morning when we sing in Guru Puja, we chakshudana dilo jai janme janme prabhu se divya jnana hriday prakashito. What is Guru giving? Guru is supposed to give a current? Right? Famous in India. 2 guys, Prabhupada talks about it. Guru touched the disciple and the disciple felt like, current going through the body, and the Guru is crying, oh, I have lost my power, I gave it, everything went into you. Prabhupada says, that is not what Guru and disciple are supposed to do, giving shock to each other. Prabhupada said, what should happen is knowledge transmission. Between Guru and disciple, between Krishna and Arjuna, it was knowledge transmission that happened. Guru gives knowledge, and we look at the world through the eyes of that knowledge. Right? That is called jnana chakshusha. So we are in ignorance. Om ajnana timirandhasya. We are all covered with darkness, a darkness of ignorance. And what does Guru do? Guru lights the torch of knowledge for us, and so that we can actually see this world. When we are going around in this world, again I am repeating, we generally see with charma chakshu. When we come to Guru, Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnana Anjana Shalakaya. Guru opens the eyes of knowledge for me. So if a room is dark for a long time, right? Let's say this place, was dark for a long time. All that it takes is flip of a switch, and all darkness is gone. Even if the room was dark for millions of years, it just takes one flip of a switch, right? That's what Arjuna's example is. He is overcome by ignorance, and Krishna speaks Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna said, Shishyasteham, I am your Shishya now, you become my Guru. And by Krishna's mercy, when Arjuna got knowledge, that same Arjuna picked up the bow and said, now I will fight. Right? Karishye vachanam tava. So chakshudan dilo jai janme janme prabhu sai. Divya jnana hriday prakashito. In the Bhagavatam you will find Krishna and Balaram, they are out grazing the cows. Right? And they reach to one extreme side of Yamuna, and all the boys, Krishna Sakhas, they start telling Krishna and Balaram, oh, the demon of hunger is attacking us, our bellies, this demon is attacking it. Please feed us something, right? It's happening to all of you also. Please, Jagannath is supposed to have first, huh? Okay. So, Krishna told the boys, you go to the village, there are these Yadnik Brahmanas who are preparing for a Yagya. They must have prepared a lot of food items. Go and beg to them. They will give you. By the time these boys go, right, and these Brahmanas say, oh, get out. Who are you boys? We will not offer anything. We are here, everything here is for the Yajna. And the boys come back, they return, and Krishna tells them, oh, beggars cannot be choosers, Someday you will get it and someday you would not. But then Krishna tells, now go to their wives. The wives of the Brahmanas, you go to them and you beg to them. They will give you. And by the time the boys go, and Krishna actually in Bhagavatam comes, Krishna tells the boys, don't tell them I am here. You just tell them that you are hungry and you are asking, you will still get it. But the boys are boys. Krishna is here, you won't give anything. And what do these women do? They collect all the articles and they start running. Our life is meant for Krishna, to serve Krishna. And Krishna has come to us. Let us offer everything to Krishna. And then their husbands and their uncles and their in-laws, everyone is trying to stop. Nobody is waiting. Bhagavatam says, just as the rivers cannot be stopped from going to the ocean, these ladies ran, right? But then Vishwanath Thakur asked this question. The Yadnik Brahmanas, they are educated, right? They have studied scriptures that way. But these ladies, they could understand Krishna and Balaram's presence. Why could they not? And Vishwanath Thakur says, because these wives of the Brahmanas, they would regularly hear Krishna Katha from the gopis who would come to sell, milk and curd and ghee. And this hearing of Krishna Katha from the pure devotees, the gopis, that opened the eyes of knowledge for them. Right? And they could understand when Krishna and Balaram are here, life is meant to be, offered to Krishna and Balaram. So these gopis, so these Brahman Patnis, they come to Krishna, and by the time the husbands realize, what have we done? Our life is a waste. Krishna and Balaram were here, and just like with the dhik for the the mridanga, right? So they say dhik janmanastrivrit yattat dhik vratam dhik bahudnatam dhik kulam dhik kriya daksham vimukhayeetva adhokshaje. These Brahmanas are saying, oh, to hell with our knowledge, to hell with our practice of rituals, to hell with everything that we are known for. What is the use of all that if we could not see Krishna, if we could not understand? We studied scriptures, but we could not understand Krishna. So, Shastra knowledge is important, but more important that is to come and understand, to come to the point of understanding Krishna, right? But Krishna is saying in the Gita, at least come from Charma Chakshu level to Shastra Chakshu level or Jnana Chakshu level. Don't remain at don't just depend on the vision that your eyes give. Depend see just by seeing with your eyes. Come to the level of scriptures, come to the level of eyes of knowledge, right? What happens at the eyes of when you have the vision, right? Shastra chakshu, jnana chakshu. The first thing is, Krishna says, one will come to the point of platform of soul. Everyone is spirit soul. Vidya vinaya sampanni brahmane gavihastini shuni chaiva swapakecha panditaha samadarshinaha. Krishna says the pandita, one who is in knowledge, one who sees through the eyes of scriptures, will see not man, woman, dog, dog eater, elephant, cow. One will see the spirit, presence of spirit soul within. So this is the vision that one has when one sees through the eyes of scriptures. And Krishna warns in the Gita, Yaha Shastra Vidim Utsrijya Vartate Kamakarataha. You give up the vision of scriptures through the seeing through the scriptures, but Kamakarataha, your own eyes, your own lust. Krishna says, Na sasiddhim avapnoti, na sukham na param gatim. No sukham, no param gatim for such a person. One who sees through the eyes of scriptures will see this world as a world of suffering. One will not see this world as, oh, this world is meant for enjoyment. If Krishna is the creator, who knows the creation better than the creator? Right? Aushadhalaya, what do you expect to get? Aushadhalaya. Meghalaya. Madiralaya. Madira. Dukkhalaya. That's what Krishna is saying. But when you see through the scriptures, then you will see, oh, this world is full of suffering. It is not, Prabhupada would say, this is not a place for a gentleman or a gentle lady. That's this world. Dukkhalayam. And either life will teach us the same lesson, or we can learn through scriptures. This is what this world is. It's a temporary place, right? So when I was small, I think I told this in the first session also. My mother would sing a song to me, right? Aachal ke tujhe मैं लेके चलूं एक ऐसे गगन के तले जहां गम भी न हो आंसू भी न हो बस प्यार ही प्यार पर मैं सुनता पले प्यारी प्यारी प्यार ढले ओके बहुत गाने गाए हैं लग रहे हैं किस किस के लिए गाए अभी वो भी पूछना पड़ेगा बाद में अकेले में मिलके पूछना पड़ेगा right? So my mother would sing this song because I would not go to sleep. But when she would sing this song, I would ask my mother, ऐसा जगह है? Is there a place जहाँ गम भी नहीं, आंसू भी नहीं? And my mother would say, अरे सिनेमा का गाना है, सो जा, right? But when I went to school, my prayer meeting, we would every morning sing, Asatoma Satgamaya, Tamsoma Jyotir Gamaya, Mrityorma Amrutam Gamaya. Gamaya, Gamaya. I could understand go, go, go. I thought, अरे अभी तो स्कूल आए ये go, go काय को बोल रहे go back. So I went to my teacher and asked, what is the meaning? And my teacher said, this world is asat, temporary. Go to sat world. Right? Tamas, this world is a world of place of darkness. Go to that world which is a place of eternal light. Mrityorma, this world is a world of death. Go to that world which is of the world of deathlessness. So my mother was talking about a place. My school prayer was talking about another place. Right? And then when I studied my 11th and 12th grade, I studied in a seminary, St. Francis de Sales College. They would teach Christian preachers. They would make Christian preachers there. So there, the Bible, what does Bible say? Kingdom of God. And Islam will talk about, Jannat jana hai na? Allah Jannat jana hai. Right? And our scriptures will talk about Vaikuntha. Right? So the Bollywood song was saying the same thing. My school prayer was saying the same thing, another place. Even religions are also talking about the same. And you find even the scientists, they have huge radio telescopes and and what are they trying to catch? They're trying to catch somebody, ET, extraterrestrial. Somebody will communicate with us, and so much investment in this branch of science. So science is convinced, religions are convinced, right? School prayer is convinced, Bollywood is convinced. When will we get convinced? We don't get convinced because we think this world is a nice place. Unless we come to this understanding, and scriptures can only bring it, because every time our eyes will say, ठीक है, उससे तो अच्छा है. But when we see through the eyes of knowledge, we'll understand no. No matter what position you get, no matter how much wealth you have, this world is temporary. You will not remain here permanent. Right? So, see what Prabhupada sees. Prabhupada was in Brazil, and Hridayanand Maharaj was taking Srila Prabhupada around for a morning walk. And everything was written in Latin, everywhere, Spanish. Everything was Spanish, 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 Spanish. And Prabhupada could not make out, क्या लिखा है, क्या लिखा है. Prabhupada would ask every time, ये क्या लिखा है, वो क्या लिखा है. There was a huge truck. There was a huge truck and something was written in Spanish. And Prabhupada asked Hridayanand Maharaj, what is written here? And Hridayanand Maharaj translated, he said, garbage bin, put your garbage here. ऐसा लिखा था उस पे. And Prabhupada said, the whole material world should be put into it. This is a pure devotee's vision. Because the devotee will, he's seeing through scriptures. For him, the value for this world is what? Till the time it can be used in Krishna's service. Anything good. Otherwise, everything is just garbage. Unless we see it like that, we are not going to prepare to go to Vaikuntha. Right? So, material world is a place of suffering. Time and again, scriptures will remind us. We will not see it. That is somehow hidden from us. Right? You go to the hospitals, it seems like a 5-star hotel only nowadays. And they'll come forward with a card. Deluxe room, super deluxe room. Deluxe room, super, what is going on here? 5-star rooms. At least hospital I should come to realize this world is a place of suffering. Even there they don't allow you. Imagine. How will we ever get realization? We have to study scriptures for this. Scriptures will time and again remind us, because we'll get illusioned otherwise. Right? So, one who will see through the Shastra Chakshu, Jnana Chakshu, will, before taking up any activity, will ask, is it right for me? Is it sanctioned by scriptures? Right? To the point of eating, people think, my money, I paid, and I ate, what is the problem? But the scriptures will say, wait, don't eat like this. Your eating has a great effect on your mind. What? No, I put it in my mouth, and comes out. How is mind affected? You cannot understand it. Right? Vishayera anna khaila malin hai man, malin man nahe Krishnera smaran. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying, when you eat food cooked by a person of very low consciousness, that consciousness is going to go into you. Who cooks the food? Right? Now, so many times you'll find people say, see, okay, Jayadvaita Swami Maharaj was saying this one time. He was in a flight and he had a Buddhist monk sitting next to him. And the air hostess came and asked Maharaj, can I bring you something? He said, no, I don't need anything. He said, okay, you don't need anything. And she asked the Buddhist monk, veg or non-veg? And he said, non-veg. Right? And the air hostess went away. And Jayadvaita Swami, is one of the sannyasis in ISKCON, he said, I asked this monk, you're Buddhist, right? Ahimsa, non-violence, you're eating non-veg? And this monk said, I didn't kill, I was given choice. Two things. I didn't kill, he's saying. I didn't kill, I didn't murder, I didn't kill anybody. And more than that, I was given choice. So I chose something. Say, you're a monk. You stand for non-violence. But what happens when you see with your eyes, I didn't murder, I didn't kill anybody. But if you won't eat, that animal won't get killed. Right? But they cannot see the connection. They cannot see this connection like that. Right? So, one who sees through the eyes of scriptures, with every action, with every choice, one will say, is it proper? Is it right? Is it sanctioned? Right? That's what knowledge does to us. We think twice, right? Before taking up any activity. You find when you do not see through the eyes of knowledge, when you only see through charma shakshu, the example is Ajamil in Bhagavatam. Ajamil saw something, some scene, and what did Ajamil? Achamil tried to recollect the verses from scriptures, but he kept on focusing on this charma chakshu, the eyes of flesh, right? And then he experienced a fall down from spiritual life. Another example comes in Bhagavatam is of Kashyapa, right? When Diti proposed him at a wrong time, and Kashyapa again charma chakshu, he gave up. And then the birth of Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha we see, right? So, uh, okay. Now we go to the next, third and last level of chakshu. What are the first one? Charma chakshu. The second is jnana chakshu. And the third is prema chakshu. The vision of love, right? So Brahma Samhita says premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena, right? Eyes tinged with salve of love of God, Prabhupada would say, right? So for a devotee, when a devotee has, sees to the eyes with tinged with love for Krishna, the world is another place only now. Right? Now the whole world becomes a wonderful offering for Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would say, Pratima nahi tumi sakshat Vrajendra Nandan. I take darshan and I may say, yeah, some form of wood or something like that. But with the eyes of love, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would take darshan of Jagannath, he would see Krishna himself. Right? This was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's vision, the eyes of love. And one personality comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita, that Lord Chaitanya personally tested this devotee's love, right? And that was Murari Gupta, right? One evening, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called Murari Gupta, great devotee, and told him, see, Krishna is the supreme. Krishna is Rasika Shekhara. Everyone comes to Krishna. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Why are you worshipping Ram? And Lord Chaitanya kept on pushing him. You should surrender to Lord Krishna. You should become a devotee of Krishna. Right? And Murari Gupta says, yes, I feel, I also think like that. Let me, give me some time. Let me think on this point that you have said. And evening, when Murari Gupta goes home, he's crying and crying and crying. I'm a devotee of Ram. I cannot give up Ram. I cannot give up service of Ram. Whole night his mind is so agitated. Next morning he comes to Lord Chaitanya and says, please give me permission. I want to give up my life. But I cannot give up service to Ram. Right? Serving Lord Ram. And Lord Chaitanya says, thank you for passing the test. I want to test how much love do you have for your Ram. Right? So imagine that much love. Right? This, when we see through the eyes, tinged with love of God, what will happen? We will see everything and everyone connected to God. Everyone as child of God. Right? Like we are very quick to say, we are the parents. Right? But when we see through scriptures, we'll say, oh, that's a soul. Right? But when we see through the eyes of love of God, then we will see as child of God. Right? Right? And anyways, when we admit our children to school, we are supposed to fill a form where they generally say not parents' name, they say guardian's name. Right? Guardian. So who are you? Supposed to be guarding. Right? Whose children are they? They're Krishna's children. But why does that vision not come? Apna bachcha, my child. But they're Krishna's children. Everyone is Krishna's child. Right? And everyone, and Krishna loves everyone. Right? That's why Srila Prabhupada, when he was in Singapore, Prabhupada saw a boy, he was wearing a t-shirt, and on the t-shirt it was written, love me, love my dog. How do I understand that you love me? How you treat my dog. Right? And Prabhupada said, this is the vision of love. When we see everyone as Krishna's children and deal with everyone in that relationship, everyone is Krishna's child, everyone is dear to Krishna. What will happen? That vision will allow us to become dear to God. And Srila Prabhupada would say, when we have the vision of love, right, prema chakshu, then we'll have compassion for all living entities, we will actually see that everyone is suffering because they're away from Krishna. Because they are not connected to Krishna, I feel their suffering. Right? That's the vision of compassion that we will get. Because now I have this prema chakshu. Why does Krishna come to this world? Srila Prabhupada would say, Krishna comes to take back the wayward souls back to Vaikuntha. And a devotee can see this now. What is the purpose of creation? The purpose of creation is not to make us suffer in this world. The purpose of creation is to reform us and make an arrangement that we go back to Vaikuntha. A devotee with a vision of love for Krishna will see this purpose of Krishna and will work for it. And we find the example of Srila Prabhupada. Everyone back in India was telling, Buddha Baba mar jayega. You'll die. Don't make this attempt. You have become an old man. And Sumati Murarji, who gave the ticket to Srila Prabhupada on that Jaladuta boat, this lady said, I will give you an apartment. Right? I'll give you monthly pension. And I will get people for your program also. Stay here. Don't go to America. And she literally one time said, you want to go and enjoy, huh? Even that comment he had to hear. Right? But what was Srila Prabhupada? Why did Srila Prabhupada come here? So many people come to America. They see the Statue of Liberty and wow, that's the land. That's where I want to be. This is the place. Prabhupada saw it and Prabhupada wrote a bhajan full of compassion. You have brought me, Krishna, here. You have brought me here. Now, my name is Bhakti Vedanta. You can make that name come true by your power. Let me glorify you here. Let me, speak Bhagavatam to them. They need the message of Bhagavatam, Shastra, and then ultimately come to the stage of love of God. Srila Prabhupada was in Paris, and Prabhupada heard some sound, on the road, and Prabhupada opened the window and saw this. So late in the night, Prabhupada said, and these old men are walking here. Where are they going? And the disciple said, Prabhupada, sorry to say, but this place where we are, it's in the red light area. And these people, these old men are walking towards, strip clubs. Now, when you hear this, what you feel? We will say this, right? Kaisan nalayak public hai. Itna hi bolenge hum log. When Prabhupada turned, he had tears in his eyes. Prabhupada said, they don't have Bhagavad Gita's knowledge. They don't know Krishna. And look at such a waste of human form of life. Prabhupada said, we need to preach. We need to give Krishna to everyone. We may see something like that. And Prabhupada sees. Our Harishwari Prabhu writes that one time Srila Prabhupada rang the bell in his room. Ding, 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 ding. And he was supposed to enter, offer Dandavat to Prabhupada. And then Prabhupada said, do you see this ant? Where is the ant? Some ant on Prabhupada's table. Prabhupada said, bow down. Came close. And Prabhupada said, if you can, give a little prasad to this ant and chant Hare Krishna to the ant. Our mission is successful. And he felt, iske liye kamar mein bulaya. You called me for this. Imagine seeing an ant, Prabhupada feels. We should be reminding the ant about Krishna. Who can do this? Only one who is seeing through the eyes of love of God. Right? And one example Srila Prabhupada gives in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. It is there in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, and I will read the purport of Srila Prabhupada. What a beautiful purport Prabhupada gives. The example comes of Vasudev Datta, one devotee of Lord Chaitanya in those days. And this devotee, when Lord Chaitanya said, Vasudev, ask for any blessing. I will give you. Whatever you want. You want Ashtasiddhis, you want Swarga, you want liberation. I can give you anything. I can give you Vaikuntha. Tell me, what do you want? And what did Vasudev ask for? Vasudev Dutt said, all the conditioned souls in this world are suffering. What do I desire? I desire you give all their karma to me. I am ready to take all of these conditioned souls' karma, and I know I'll suffer in hell. I don't mind. But please take back everyone. Right? And Srila Prabhupada in the purport, Prabhupada says, we find Srila Vasudev Datta Thakur and Srila Haridas Thakur to be many millions of times more advanced than even Lord Jesus Christ. Prabhupada says. Why? Jesus Christ relieved only his followers from sinful reactions, but Vasudev Datta is here prepared to accept the sins of everyone in the universe. So the comparative position of Vasudev Datta is millions of times better. Prabhupada says Vasudev Datta was so liberal, he requested Chaitanya Mahaprabhu transfer all offensive activity upon him so the conditioned souls would be purified and go back home, back to Godhead. And Srila Prabhupada says, Gaurangira Sangigane Nitya Saddha Korivane. This is the standard of Lord Chaitanya. One who executes Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission must be considered eternally liberated. Prabhupada says. So when we see through the eyes of love of God, the world will not be the same. The Charma Chakshu cheats us, right? The Jnana Chakshu helps us. But the Prema Chakshu liberates us and liberates everyone involved. Right? So I began the talk by saying that Dhritarashtra was given a vision. No. Who was given? Sanjaya. Thank you. Thank you. Sanjaya was given the vision. Now I have one question, quiz for all of you. Any other personality in Bhagavad Gita who was given vision? Thank you. 11th chapter, Arjuna was given a vision. Right? Vision for what? Krishna is supposed to show the universal form, and Krishna says, Divyam dadati te chakshum. I give you the vision to see the universal form. Right? And Vishwanath Thakur there he says, in IT language, Vishwanath Thakur says, Krishna downgraded Arjuna's vision. Software upgrade, downgrade. How Krishna downgraded Arjuna's vision? Vishwanath Thakur says, Arjuna is a lover of Krishna. But his vision had to be downgraded so that he can see the Vishwarupa. Right? But then Arjuna said, I don't want to see this form of yours. Right? I want to see your beautiful Shyama Sundar form. And Krishna says, ठीक है, हटा दिया. I take it back. And Arjuna once again gets his vision of love of God. Right? So Arjuna is the example in Bhagavad Gita, somebody who saw through Charma Chakshu, got bewildered. Krishna gave him Jnana Chakshu, and ultimately Arjuna comes to the point of Prema Chakshu, where he sees, yes, Krishna, even killing here is an act of love. Right? Killing here, whoever will die here on the battlefield, seeing Krishna will get liberated. Right? Like I was mentioning, on our altar we have Narsinghadev, we have Prahlad, and then we get to see the murder scene. Right? Who is murdering whom? Narsinghadev is murdering Hiranyakashipu. And what is the son doing to the father's murderer? Garlanding. Prahlad is convinced, if Lord has touched Hiranyakashipu, he is liberated. So Arjuna comes to this point of vision. Everyone on this battlefield will get delivered. Even if Krishna is telling me kill, even killing here is deliverance, because they will get Krishna's darshan, and then they will, even you'll find Bhishma, when he's dying, when Krishna comes to him, he says, now I can see you, I'll leave my body. Right? So all of us, we have eyes, but these eyes have to, our vision has to go, not remain for Charma Chakshu, but it has to be taken to Jnana Chakshu, and then further upgraded to Prema Chakshu. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Okay. You have come at the right time. You're here only. Okay. Any questions, comments, clarifications, correction, protests you could offer? Protest.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for the class. Prabhuji, can you speak the path from Jnana Chakshu to Prema Chakshu? right? So
Mm.
how one develops it. Prema Chakshu is something that which cannot be imitated.
Even the Gyanis will have Jnana Chakshu, right? But a Vaishnava, devotee, is developed Prema Chakshu because Krishna is involved now, right? We just don't keep it to scriptural knowledge. Like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya saw through scriptures and could understand these symptoms in Lord Chaitanya are special. And he stopped the security guys. Hey, don't beat him. Pick him and take him to my house. So he could understand that these ecstatic symptoms are very special, not seen in any normal being. But when he goes to his house and remaining devotees Nityanand Prabhu and others come, right? They say he is Krishna. And Sarvabhauma Bhatta किधर दिया है शास्त्र में? Where is in scriptures? He holds on with scriptures, but he cannot see, right? But then he's told, when you Ishwarera Kripa Lesha, when you get mercy of Krishna, then you will be able to see. And the same Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, afterwards, he understands, oh, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Nandandan Krishna. And Mahaprabhu gave him the vision that he could see, he could take darshan of Mahaprabhu as Krishna himself.
So that means it has to be given. It cannot be achieved by.
Yes. So, but first you have to come to Shastra Chakshu. Charma Chakshu se सीधा love of God इतना आसान नहीं है, सबको नहीं मिलेगा. We come to Shastra Chakshu and then we are awarded by our sincere practice of devotional service. Then we are awarded.
Thank you, bro.
Okay. Protest?
Hare Krishna.
I won't mind. I'm going tomorrow. So the last session I can hear protests also. I'll accept it. Yes.
Yeah, I would protest that you have to come more often. Okay, Prabhuji, so my question is that you beautifully explained these three chakshus. So would you please explain also what are the catalysts or catalyst meaning the things that help us, and what are the things that obstructs
Okay.
this progress, either in both ways?
That will be another session. Right? But Charma Chakshu is everyone has it. Even the animals are seeing. We also see. Everyone is seeing through the eyes of flesh. Nothing, no big deal there. Right? But when you want to go to Jnana Chakshu, then you have to take help of scriptures. I said scriptures, Guru, getting knowledge from Guru. And then again and again focusing on that. Because our mind and our eyes will say, I cannot understand how this will happen. Guru is saying it. Guru is seeing it. But how will this happen? Right? Like Lord Chaitanya is predicting, all around the world my name will be glorified. How many had faith? Right? So seeing through the eyes of scriptures or seeing through the vision that Guru gives. Right? Like Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur was a small boy. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur brought him to the balcony of his house, Swananda Sukhat Kunj, and pointed a finger across Jalangi and said, a huge temple will come up there very soon in future. And devotees from Europe and China and Russia and all these countries, they will come there and they will sing and dance, Jai Sachinandan Gaur Hari. This is Bhaktivinoda Thakur saying. बेटे ने ऐसा नहीं कि बापाला काय झालं माझ्या मेरे पिताजी को कुछ हो गया शायद कुछ भी बोलते. He had full faith. Yes, this will manifest. It will manifest. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is seeing a vision out of his love of God, right? But he had full faith. So we put faith in Guru, we put faith in scriptures, and we live by it. What will happen there is, if we put our tiny puny intelligence in front and say, I don't understand. Like Srila Prabhupada seeing live, broadcast of man landing on moon. And Prabhupada said, useless waste of time. And then Prabhupada's one disciple, Purushottam, who was there around, he said, I cannot accept it. How can he say that we didn't land on moon? And there's still controversy going on it. Did we ever land on moon? Did man actually land on moon or not? It's still quite controversial thing, right? But this devotee gave up. But later you find in his memoirs, he says, 1986, he's sharing, oh, I was serving Srila Prabhupada so close. What came out of my doubt? If I could have only said, okay, I'm not able to understand. Not everything that Guru will say, I may not understand everything. But let me continue practicing. But then he offended Prabhupada. And then he lost it. Right? And in terms of Prema Chakshu, when you go to the level, once you go to the level of prema, then no falling down. You'll remain there very nicely. Okay? Thank you. Okay. We'll stop. Shivaswani Prabhu, please give mic to him. We'll like to hear your comments and then we will call it a day. Okay.
Kanai Thakur Prabhu, thank you so much for coming to the Bay Area and keeping us in your circle of travel. It was an amazing classes. I couldn't hear all of them, but at least you shown me the truth now. We can give me some chakshu here. Because of you, we got a lot of chakshu about chakshu. So thank you so much for coming, and it's a joy and pleasure to have you, and we hope to see you
We
back.
want to hear your
very soon.
comment, not the parting talk. I'm not going so soon. Till tomorrow morning I'm here. Right? इतनी जल्दी भगा रहे. अच्छा हो गया आए थे. जाते क्यों नहीं? अभी जाओ. अभी एयरपोर्ट जा सकते. बैठने को जगह है उधर पे. ऐसा मत करो. Comment. We want to hear your comment. Something.
I think because the best part I liked is that Arjuna getting the 3 visions was really a nice observation, I felt. Because,
Charma chakshu,
Charma
jnana
chakshu and
jnana
jnana, and
prema chakshu.
then it was amazing. That was a really nice observation I had. And thank you so much for bringing that out. And also the fact that that often, you spend a lot of time with the Charma Chakshu, and it's so nice because often we take it for granted. We are seeing it. So, but then to spend some time on that, to debunk the theory that you are actually seeing, that was really a very nice, spending some time there. And Jnana is something we don't, go too much into the Shastras or Upanishads and so on and so forth. You spend less time, but spending on the Prema Chakshu was really nice. And the example you gave of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sarvam Bhattacharya saw Mahaprabhu, but he couldn't see also. But then
So Jnana Chakshu was there, but Prema Chakshu was not there yet.
really beautiful class. Thank you so much, Kanai Thakur Prabhu. Parting talk दूं?
नहीं वो कल सुबह देने.
कल सुबह देने, ठीक है.
अभी क्यों भगा रहे हैं मुझको? Okay, thank you very much. We'll have offerings now. Please tell us how does the program progress from here?
Thank you, Kanai Thakur Prabhu. I was just remembering one thing. When you mentioned about red light area and you mentioned Nalaika Hayes, like that you mentioned, I was remembering one class that you gave in San Bruno Temple. First time when you came, 2017. And there you gave a class on 3 C's. And at the end of the class, you mentioned something that your mother used to say. You remember? Okay. So he said.
मुझको मेरी बात सुना रहे हैं. आपकी मम्मी क्या बोलती थी? यहाँ डरा रहे मुझको अभी.
So he said in the class, it's in Marathi because he spoke that time. So he said that his mother used to say that पहिला मुलगा दिला देशाला.
एक मुलगा देशाला दिला, एक मुलगा देवाला दिला.
Yeah, my Marathi is not that good, but yeah. So basically, it means that one son his mother gave to nation through soldier, and other son, Kanai Thakur Prabhu, she gave to Krishna through monk. So that's the glorious. So thank you, Kanai Thakur Prabhu again for coming. And now we will have kirtan. So at the same time, we will be having offerings as well, Chappan Bhog. Request is if devotees can turn towards here. Half we can have Prabhu's this side, Mataji's this side. And we can leave from that photo, entire space, and we can move there so that more tables can come and the offering can start. Yeah, I forgot one more thing, but anyways, that's okay. So, and yeah, we can start the kirtan. And many of you have come for the first time. I'm seeing many new faces. So please contact Nityananda Rai if in case you want to be in the list where we can send regular programs that are happening here. Hare Krishna. Devotees can sit little this side, so we will have more space.
इसको नीचे रखो.
Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhaktavinda.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Jai Jagannath, Jai Jai Jagannath. Jai Baladeva, Jai Baladeva. Jai Subhadra, Jai Jai Subhadra. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha. Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha. Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha. Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Shri Radhe. Radha Madan Mohan Shri. Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai. Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, जय गौर प्रेमानंद।
महाप्रसादे गोविंदे नाम ब्राह्मणे वैष्णवे स्वल्प पुण्यव्रतं राजन् विश्वासो नैव जायते। शरीरा विद्याजाल जोड़े इंद्रिय ताहे का, जीवे फैले विषय सागरे तार मध्य जीवा अति। लोभ मोया सुदुर्मति ताके जेता कठिन संसारे, कृष्ण बड़ो दयो मोय कोरी बार जीव जा। स्वप्रसाद अन्न दिलो भाई से अन्नामृत पावो, राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ प्रेमी डाको श्री चैतन्य निताय। जय निमाय जय निताय, जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी महाप्रसाद की जय।